You can see a lot of them getting ready to start. We did talk about Bernard Lagat, Mr. Brooks, born in Kenya. You made a very good point that I overlooked. He is very much an American now who lives in Tucson, Arizona, as is another person we want to talk about who was born in Kenya but now lives in America. In fact, a member of the U.S. Army's world-class athlete program, Mr. Paul Chelimo.
Yes, and he could be very dangerous today. He's had a spectacular last 2 years in the World Championships earlier this year. He was the bronze medalist at 5,000 meters, and going back to another year to London, he was the silver medalist in the 5,000 meters. So he could be very, very dangerous.
Another one to watch also, Hassan Mead, who was sitting right next to Paul at the pasta dinner last night.
You were working it, Erica. I have to give you every credit. No, Hassan Mead is also dangerous. He's the reigning 10,000 meter US champion. He's very tall at 6'2". It'd be interesting to see how he takes to the hills.
And who else do you think we should watch in the limited time we have? Actually, do we want to get to some of the... Chris Thompson.
Chris Thompson, who was third last year from England. He's going to, well, we can come to that in the race, but he's going to attack them at some point in the race. Then we'll need to look out for number 19, Kiribel Erasa, who may just be the one to really watch.
All right, let's hit a couple of the women first before we get to the starting gun there. Molly Huddle.
Molly Huddle, 25 US championships.
Wow.
Just an incredible career the last few years. National record holder, just 33 years of age, yes. And interesting enough, Emily Sisson, who won last year, is her training partner. But Emily is just recovering from a knee injury, and so didn't come back. Molly is the person to beat.
We have about 15 seconds. How about Ailish McColgan?
Ailish McColgan from Scotland could well be in the mix. And then Buze Dariba.
Yes.
Keep an eye on that young lady who lives in Albuquerque.
Yeah, Buze Dariba has been a name to watch. So the time is about here. As we said, race director Jim Balcom starts this race at 10 o'clock sharp. It is seconds away. You can hear him addressing the runners. Let's take you there live for the start of the 81st running of the Manchester Road Race. And we are 15 seconds away, as you heard.
Bobby Moran, 5 seconds from now, fire that gun and let's get going with the 81st running of the Manchester Road Race.
And here we go. And they are off. Once again, the yearly tradition has started. Ian, it should only be about 22 or 23 minutes now before we figure out who the men's winner is going to be. I know we got to a lot of them here. Do you want to make a prediction for us?
Oh, you love doing that to me, don't you?
Yes.
Don't you?
I know who your favorite is.
Well, I think a lot will depend on this first mile. Let's see how this first mile, if it's 4:20, 4:23, that will tell me one story. If it's 4:28, 4:30, that's another story.
Okay.
My understanding is that Chris Thompson will make a big move around 3 miles and try and drag the speed out of the faster kickers. Bernard Lagat is just going to sit. He's going to determine after the first mile on the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
He's going to say to himself, okay, I'm going to focus on one guy and I'm not going to look at the hill. It's the exact words this morning. I'm not going to look at the hill, keep my head down, stay out of any action.
That's what he said to me yesterday, sitting next to him at the pasta dinner. He says, I don't care about the hill. I want to win.
He's not chasing that $1,000, Erica.
No.
For the King of the Hill.
You had mentioned before that based on the timing of the first mile, it's going to tell you different stories. Talk to us a little bit more about what each of those times might be and what that might mean for the last 4 miles.
Well, the race could play out in different ways. If you look back in the history, Philemon Halleck, when he set the original course record of 21:19, he went through the first mile in 4:36, but his third mile was 4:13 and his fourth was 4:16.
Yeah.
By contrast to Aaron Braun, he went through in 4:17 one year and paid the deep price.
Yep.
You've run the hill, Tim.
I most certainly have not. I have driven it a couple of times.
You've driven it.
I don't know that I could walk it.
So it's a deceptive hill. It's a long hill.
Yeah.
It's it just drains you. So they're all going to be trying to position. Now, on the women's side, Molly will try and control the race from the very beginning, I believe.
And we have our first shot at the front runners right now from the Leah Hyundai pace car. Can't quite make the number out on the front runner right there.
Yes, viewers should understand we are sitting on our set with the sun.
It's Chris Thompson.
Yes.
And the sun is on our screen.
Yeah, well, yeah, bib numbers, and those bib numbers are moving. It's not the easiest thing to see, but we do know that is Chris Thompson, as you said, bib
He is
number
wearing
18.
bib number 18.
And so is he trying to set the pace? Is he trying to push people out?
Well, this is interesting because
Is that Paul Chelimo behind him?
that looks like Paul Chelimo. This is where our production team earns their keep, isn't it? Because they'll be keeping us posted on this. But this is interesting that he's trying to break them early. I didn't expect this. He gave me no indication. The last I travelled here in the car with him. He didn't give me this. We felt he was going to go at 3 miles, but this changes the dynamics. This looks quick. Now you can see they've already got a gap. So now the runners behind Tim and Erica, they have to decide, do they go with this, or are they comfortable at their pace and they're saying to themselves, okay, he's going to burn himself out. It's challenging.
We did manage to see in third place, saw Luis Vargas from Raleigh, North Carolina. He was wearing the gray. Did not quite make out who was there in second place at the time. But we're doing, it might be Paul Chelimo there in the white. And then there's a pack right behind them. It is Chelimo. Okay, so Thompson and Chelimo, 1-2, coming around the corner here on Charter Oak. And they're starting to separate a little bit, Mr. Brooks.
Well, we like drama. Chris Thompson is in very good form. He won a number of races in England recently. He was disappointed last year with third place. His only real way, he can't outkick these people. They can outkick him. He's got to make it hard for them. Does he overcook himself? That's the problem when you do this. I mean, he's laying it down the line. So you can see we've now got a gap from second to third and fourth, and they're trying to figure out what do they do. And I think that Kiribel Arasso is also wearing a white T-shirt. He's in third place.
And Chris Thompson finished third in the race last year.
But he was in it with 600 meters to go. He's just got outkicked by Correa and Ben True.
And can I just say, for the record, we're going to talk about how many people are running this race, Ian Brooks. We are watching the leaders. I turn around and look behind us down Main Street. We can't even tell that anything has changed. We're about 5 minutes into the race right now. Actually, yeah, about 5 minutes. It still looks like there's the same amount of people.
About 6 blocks
waiting to go.
of Main Street are packed. People crowded through the streets, and the crowd isn't moving.
I know. So many people still have not started their road race yet.
Now, we are hoping to get a time for the first mile. We're going to see if we can get that. And that's very telling, isn't it?
Oh, yes. If this is 4:15, 4:18, whoa. See, Chelimo's now got to make his decision. Does he go with Thompson?
Yeah.
Now, are the others they're going to look to bridge up? It looks like Chelimo said, okay, I'm going to lay back off this pace. Interesting, isn't it? He's known affectionately as Tomo, by the way, Chris Thompson.
Tomo, yeah.
Yes.
And, you know, with the experience he had, if you're good enough to finish third last year, as we are now 6 minutes into the race, still waiting for that first time, you got to figure he's got at least a strategy figured out. If he's able to finish third the year before, that he knows what he probably needs to do. But I ask you this every year, Ian. There's a difference between strategy, trying to think about what you want to do before the race, and tactics, having to change that strategy on the fly based on what's going on right now. How much of it is a winning strategy is from column A, strategy, and from column B, tactics?
Well, I think Chris came in, he's been trash talking with Bernard Lagat in a lovely way. And he may be, by luring them into thinking he's going to go at 3 miles,
And we did just hear that Molly Huddle is leading for the women.
Yep.
No surprise there.
No surprise there. Now, getting back to Chris, in speaking with him over the last few days, did he give you any indication how he may have changed his strategy from last year? Or do they typically keep that all to themselves?
I think this is a surprise to many people.
Okay.
Because, as I said earlier, the plan
Maybe that was the
was
strategy.
to go at 3 miles, maybe. But now he's gone into another world. Will it be a world of pain? We're going to find out.
Oh, no. How often do you see it be the case in a race like this, and somebody jumps out to a lead like this and then just wins going away?
Well, we saw that one year with more feet. What year was that?
Well, we're looking at on the Leah pace car camera. We are seeing the women right now. Molly Huddle. Oh, I'm getting a shot on that. And there is still a pack there. That is Molly Huddle, bib number 53.
Molly was going to wear a hat. She was planning to wear a hat, but that's Bouze de Riba on her
Behind
Right
shoulder.
behind her, yeah. Also in the blue running attire. So they are keeping a brisk pace right now, running amongst a pack of men coming up Charter Oak Street.
It was interesting in the hotel last night, before we went to the pasta dinner, Ray Tracy, the renowned coach at Providence College, was talking to Molly, and I was in reasonable earshot, and I could hear what the tactics were going to be, and they were talking about tempo. Coaches have all these ideas. Bernard Lagat was talking to his coach last night,
Yeah.
James Lee, who he's been with since college.
Well, it is interesting to see all of these elite runners. They're such good friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
And here they are battling it out.
You noticed that this week, haven't you, Erica?
They're laughing, they're chatting, they're joking to each other, hugging each other, but you know what? They're battling it out here on the course.
Molly, I think, Emily Sisson ran the second fastest time last year with 23:06, wasn't it? Yes. And the record is 22:59 by Emily Mondor, who sadly is no longer with us. But Molly could take that record. She could.
Is it me, or does it look like their pace was slowing down just a little bit? Okay, back to the men. Thompson still leading. Chalimo in second place. Still trying to see who that is in third. But he doesn't look like he has quite as much of a lead as he once had.
The camera can be deceptive,
Yeah.
Tim. Let us say that.
It could be the camera angle, right? If you're looking more straight on than from the side. It's
Do you
gonna
think he
look
can
close.
maintain this pace and this lead after the hill and coming up to the hill?
Well, now.
It's called Heartbreak Hill.
It's
sort
the
of.
mini heartbreak.
In here in Manchester, in the road race world.
My take on this is Thompson is trying to get 30, 40 meters. Then he's going to hit that downhill, which is sharp initially. Those guys behind, and Chalimo has now got Arasa and others in his slipstream. They're going to say, okay, we know where he is. Now we're going to chase him down, and they will work to try and close him down. Morfitt in 2010 got away. Thompson picks up the $1,000 for King of the Hill.
Yes, he
okay.
does, right? All he has to do is finish in the top 10. That seems quite reasonable here, as we're 10 minutes and 32 seconds into the race. Unless for some reason he expends so much energy trying to get this lead that he tails
It
right
could
off.
happen.
Yep. And yeah, there's the King of the Hill line as Thompson came in with some room to spare. Yeah, he definitely kicked up the pace and won that little mini race within the race by about 2 seconds or so, as they're turning their way onto Porter Street just a couple of minutes ago.
This is why we love this sport. As we look, our camera focuses back up to Molly Huddle and Bouze de Riba, who's such a talent. And let's not remember this. Molly comes in the favorite, but de Riba beat her in Boston earlier this year at 5,000 meters.
Yeah.
But the beauty of our sport is the drama. You can write the script, but the day is different. Who knows how it plays out?
Yep. Molly Huddle, we are now just hearing, has won the Queen of the Hill competition. So she is also picking up an extra $1,000 contingent on her finishing within the top 10 at the end of the race.
But you see how Boozer is just sitting behind her, trying to stay relaxed, let Molly do the work. But Molly is a fierce competitor. She just won the US Championships at 5,000 meters after a break. That was in Central Park, New York, after a break from the track season. And Molly's looking to do a marathon in the spring next year and is already thinking about that. Back to Chris.
Native. How do you like his stride? How does he look mechanically right now?
Well, he's not as smooth as Bernard Lagat. I always say to Bernard, you are so light on your feet, you remind me of Fred Astaire in Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers. And he looks at me always, he says, who is Fred Astaire?
Yeah.
And
that problem.
it's hard for me at my age to understand that, because I still love Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers movies.
All right, okay, so we are about 12 and a half minutes into the race now. It means about 10 minutes to go. They've passed the hill. They're about as far out from the course now, starting to make their way into Main Street, about as far out as they're going to get.
Who's coming in third there?
I believe in the T-shirt, that's Kiribel Irasa, the graduate of the Oklahoma State University. And he's running without a sponsor. And see how it's changed? The dynamics are now changing, Erica. Chris Thompson, Chalimo's bridged up. He's in the U.S. Army singlet.
That's how you know it's him.
He's coming in.
This is the part where some of our cameras have trouble keeping their
and back to the women now.
Yes.
Molly and Dariba. So Ailish McColgan was seemingly out of our camera shot.
Now we're going to take you back to just a couple of minutes ago as Molly won the Queen of the Hill competition, coming across that blue line first. There she is with Buzi Dariba just a few feet behind. Did not look like she was trying to kick extra hard to win that race, Buzi was, to at least take that $1,000.
No, she's smart, because if you remember, Don Cabral did that 2 or 3 years back. Made a huge mistake, we believe. We never know. But he went for it, got that cream, and then paid the price for it, maybe at the finish. But now with the races on, because that is, I'm sure it's Kiribel Arasa in the white T-shirt. So Thompson did not get away. Now his chances of getting away are slimming. And how far behind is Bernard Lagat and others? We'll see momentarily. What was also interesting when we went back to the Queen of the Hill, Erica, was that I could see Ailish McColgan not far behind. So that race dynamic may change as well.
Interesting.
At what point do they kick in? You know, if they've got that last bit of energy that they've been saving, at what point do they kick in?
You planning on running this,
No.
Erica? No. Okay.
Although Bernard said to me at the pasta dinner yesterday, he said, if I win, you're running next year.
Did he?
I said, well, we'll talk after you win. So at what point do they say, now we're going, now we're full speed ahead, now it's
well,
all out?
I think it's going to come down. It's looking like the last 600 meters, and we're close. Our eyesight is looking at that. So
it is a three-man race. Again, if you're just joining us, we have Chris Thompson in the blue leading, Paul Chalimo in the Army, I guess tank top, we'd call that, there in second place. Kiribel Arasa more or less right there with him. This is a three-man race after Thompson was leading, and we are probably only about 7 to 8 minutes to go. So the drama is starting to pick up.
now, interesting enough, Bernard Lagat, his one person he felt could pull this off. He thought Kiribel Arasa is the one.
He thought it was Arasa.
Yeah.
Did he say why?
You just have a feeling.
Yeah.
You watch them running, training. And he had a great race in New York when he beat Chalimo, incidentally.
Yeah.
So don't put me on the spot, Erica.
But we love doing that to you.
I'm thinking Chris Thompson's got to get 20 meters within the next 2-3 minutes.
Okay. All right. So
otherwise,
let's see how he does, right? We're at the 16-minute and 10-second mark. So let's see where he is at about 19 minutes. Well, they're slowly starting to come downhill at this point. It's relatively flat, but all the hard work is over in the Manchester Road Race.
And now they're trying to figure out where they are. Do they have the legs, having come from the uphill to the downhill? And they're trying to gauge each other and then plan, when do I make a move?
And now we're watching both the men and women leaders. We have them both on the screen now.
Yeah.
Molly's still out in front.
With Dariba right in her slipstream. I can only imagine that Bouzé Dariba is just thinking, let me get to 300 meters to go and I'm one move. The great Eamon Coglan always had the mantra, make one move, but make it count.
I like that.
We've got two great races.
Yeah? You can't ask for much more than this. There's been years we have covered this where it has been almost a runaway at this point.
You can imagine what's going through Chris Thompson's mind, though, can't you? He's thinking, I've done all this hard work.
Now, how hard is it to resist and not turn around? Not to fully
He's got
turn
away
around.
again.
Yeah. Now look at this. Why have they separated laterally on the men's side? You notice how at least
Spread
Cholimo
out.
went out to the middle of the road there for a
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Well, this is all interesting. Thompson's giving it everything. He's laying it all on the line, as he said he would do.
He just did a quick look back.
Not a bad thing to do. Sometimes people say don't look back, but actually you want to know where they are.
And the first wheelchair competitors coming down Main Street now as they are going to cross the start-finish line in the next couple of seconds. Passing East Cemetery now, it is not that much longer before they are going to make their one last turn, a left turn onto Main Street, where they start a mostly downhill stretch except for one last uphill at the start. And that may be those last couple hundred yards, Ian, where we figure out who is going to win the men's Manchester Road Race.
Well, you and I know that it's a downhill, that first part of the 600 meters, but then it goes up a little bit. Now there is space, isn't there, either side? Interesting.
Yep.
They've spread out, fanned out.
Kirabel Irasa beat Paul Cholimo just a few weeks ago in New York. Correction, he didn't. It was Cholimo over Kirabel, but Paul Cholimo gave him a little nudge.
They are still there. And still no sign of Bernard Lagat.
Well, our
Well, they're
camera...
both, all three of them have been looking back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw Kirabel look back. He's probably looking to see where Bernard is.
Yeah, he's got to be there somewhere.
Look, he took another look then.
Yeah. Now, 2 or 3 minutes ago, you said that Mr. Thompson had to gain some ground. It's been 3 minutes. He's losing ground.
Molly and Bouzé again.
Yeah.
Molly's going to do everything she can to get rid of Bouzé before that last 200 meters. But Molly can close as well.
Yeah.
Her coach, Ray Tracy, is excellent at that.
Okay, we are at the point where some of the pace cars, the police
The
leading
sirens are
vehicles
coming
have
down, so they're
turned
making-
down to Main Street. You may be able to hear it. So any minute now, the men are going to make their final turn to a throng of people here outside Corey's Ketchup and Mustard and all the other restaurants on Main Street. They are lined up 6, 7 deep in some spots.
Showtime.
Yeah.
Erica. Showtime.
This
This
is
is
going to be
it.
fun. And yeah, here they come.
always is.
The men have made their turn onto Main Street. It is still a 3-man race, and from the looks of it, nobody's even close. At least not close enough to maybe
Just
make
see
a difference.
fourth in there. And that... Thompson's got one last strike now.
Yeah, here we go. They are starting to pick up the pace. And Paul Cholimo might be in the lead. Oh, it is tough to tell. They're coming right by our
looks
broadcast
like
vantage
Chris
point now.
still has a bit of a lead.
We can tell you definitively, as of right now, it is
Oh,
Paul
now it's
Cholimo
Paul
ahead by
Cholimo.
a minute, just a couple feet.
It's everything you could ask for.
And they are not that far away from the record. I don't believe they're going to make it there at 21:19. They might.
No sign of Bernard Lagat, interesting enough, in the top 6.
And here they come. They are kicking hard. 10 seconds away from the record. Not going to quite make it, but Paul Cholimo appears to have the lead. He is working on that last stretch of uphill.
Cholimo, Kirabel Irasa in second.
And it is going to be Paul Chelimo at 21 minutes and 30 seconds, winning the 81st running of the Manchester Road Race. Congratulations as he gets a hug from Carabella Rasa.
Well, well, well.
And Chris Thompson, King of the Hill, coming in third, so he does get that $1,000, of course, for finishing in the top 10.
He did everything he could.
Yeah.
He knew they could outkick him. He had to get away. You've got to give him every credit. But what a race.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that was fantastic. You can't ask for anything more. A lot of
Last
drama.
30 seconds.
Yeah. Now
We're
this
following
has
the
been
women
static.
closely now.
Molly Huddle still trying to hold off Buzi Dariba. They've been like this for the better part of 12, 13 minutes now, Ian.
Close. 23:59 is the record by Emily Mondor. Molly has to keep forcing the pace here. She knows very well where Dariba is.
Yes. She can feel her breath on the back of her neck at this point.
You think?
Yeah. She just can't shake her like a bad cold.
Now the question is, does Dariba have one move left in her?
We'll see.
They're coming by our set momentarily.
They come. Oh, they are pushing hard at this point, and it is still Molly Huddle. Her lead is about 3 feet, one stride.
Oh, their hearts must be pounding.
Buzi Dariba looks like she's still
Still
I
in
don't
the
want to say
slipstream.
coasting, yeah.
I'm not
gonna
sure she's
wait to make
coasting,
her move.
Tim. I think she's...
Let's put it this way, she's making it look easy.
Molly's strong.
Here comes, there they are in the blue, just left of the timer.
Dariba coming
She's
on their
making a
outside,
move.
though.
Buzi
Yep.
is, yeah, she's kicking it.
Here it comes.
Molly, though, will fight to the end. She wants to win this prestigious race.
We can't tell who is going to take it. They are in an all-out sprint to win the road race. Dariba might be in the lead.
They're fighting.
Whoa!
Nick, who has it?
Oh, I say!
Whoa! As they run into the camera, I'm not sure.
Who got it?
I think it might be Buzi Dariba. It looked like her chest hit the tape first. We're going to have to wait for an official word. How about that?
Well, 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 well.
It doesn't get more dramatic and more exciting than that.
That's why you have to have a camera. The human eye couldn't separate them, I think.
Yeah, we are still waiting for an official word. Okay, we are going to figure out who the winner is. That's going to take a couple minutes, so stay with us.
Wow. Welcome back. We are back here looking at the replay, the final moments in the women's race. Molly Huddle, Buzi Dariba, neck and neck. And we still don't quite know who won the women's race.
Gotta say, using our eyes, looks like Buzi
Buzi.
Dariba. Watch her chest hit. Yep.
Okay.
And we have just gotten the official word that it is Buzi Dariba, the winner, the 23-year-old Ethiopian long-distance runner, the winner of the women's Manchester Road Race. She's standing by with Fox 61's Amanda Ross right now. Amanda, can you hear us?
Oh my gosh, Tim and Erica, what a finish. We are standing here with the winner, Buzi Dariba. How does it feel to win the Manchester Road Race?
Yeah, my feel is very good, so I'm very happy.
Was it challenging for you, different parts, especially that Heartbreak Hill?
Yeah, very hard.
And it came down to the wire. I mean, the two of you were just going so quickly. It was almost a photo finish.
Yeah, just Molly, she's very fast, so I'm going back after finish.
Buzi, thank you so much, and congratulations to you. There you have it. She is the women's winner of the Manchester Road Race, Buzi Dariba. Tim and Erica will send it over to you. She is, and she's here, Molly Huddle, taking it all in for us. Molly, oh my gosh, what an end to that race. I mean, we were nearly run over there. You guys were charging so hard.
Yeah, we had a lot of momentum. I think Buze and I were just trying to get a step on each other, and we were flying through the finish line.
How was the race this year?
It was challenging. We went out pretty fast, and so that mile 2 uphill really stung my legs. I think Buze and I were together the entire way, so I knew it would be a sprint finish, and I tried to be ready for it, but it's a little uphill to finish, so this is just a hard course. They make you work hard for your Thanksgiving dinner.
They really do. You know, the one thing that I've heard from many runners on this course, though, is even though it's difficult, the fans here and the spectators are just something to behold.
I totally was really inspired by people cheering, and I had a few laughs along the way. There's some funny things that they yell at you, so everyone's out having a good time, and it just makes the race that much more fun.
Thank you so much, and congratulations on that really tight finish. We appreciate you talking with us. Tim and Erica, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Amanda, thanks. Of course, congratulations to all of the runners. Molly, she's at the finish line with the Air Temp Heating and Cooling finish line camera. Amanda?
Erica and Tim, that is right. We were right here with Paul Chalima, who just won the Manchester Road Race. Paul, tell me a little bit, how was the race this year?
Yeah, that was a tough race. You know, Chris Thompson taking out the lead early and crossing the first mile in 4:15. After the first mile, I knew it was going to be a tough race. 4:15 the first mile, and from mile 1 to mile 2 was hilly. So I knew it was going to be a tough race, but glad I came out with the win. You know, last year I came in and got fourth. This year I came in and I got the win. So it's always good, and Manchester is always fun, and I'm always happy to be in Manchester.
When you do have a tight race like that, like you said, when it was you and Chris Thompson just kind of going like back and forth there, do you have him in your mind, or are you just concentrating on what you can do?
Yeah, first of all, I'll say thanks to my kick. You know I have a good kick towards the end of the race, and I was depending on that, because at that time I was like, the pace is fast, but I just hope Chris slows down so that my kick is still going to be there, and I just hanged on till the end, and when it was time to kick, I just had to kick it home and bring it home as a win, you know.
And you did. And Paul, last question for you, because I know that you have to calm yourself down now with all the running. But what about the crowd here in Manchester? What do you think about everyone that was here rooting you on?
You know, I always come to Manchester because of the crowd. You know, the people here are nice. You know, it's the end of the season and the race is really fun. You know, like, there's the king of the hill. We have to race till up the hill, like 2 miles up the hill, and it's always fun. You know, Manchester is always fun to me, and I'm promising I'm coming back next year. Definitely, gotta come back and defend my title next year.
Paul, we will let you go. Thank you so much, and congratulations. Yeah, as you can see, everyone's congratulating him. He did a fantastic job. Tim and Erica will send it back to you.